Okay, 6.7 is rates and unit analysis. So we've kind of been doing this all in math in the last few years, but we're looking at how to calculate certain things and looking at the actual units to help us figure out, do we multiply or do we divide? So in the try these, you can take a look at the units. So we've got 220 milliliters per second multiplied by 15 seconds. So think about milliliters per second if we showed it as a vertical fraction rather than just a slash like that, then we're going to be multiplying by seconds. So those seconds divide out, that means our answer will be in milliliters. And then you just take your 220 and multiply by 15, and you get 3,300. So that's basically saying like you're pouring a liquid out at a rate of 220 milliliters each second, and you do so for 15 seconds. That means you're going to pour out 3,300 milliliters. Next one is kilometers per hour times hours. So that's much like driving in your car. 30 kilometers per hour would be like a school zone. So you're probably not going to do that for 4 hours, but maybe you're going, maybe that's a boat that's going slower, right? So in any case, kilometers per hour times hours, the hours divide out. So your answer will be in kilometers. So 30 times 4 is 120. Next one's degrees Celsius per minute multiplied by minutes. So you can see those divide out. And so we're left with degrees Celsius. And so 1.5 times 100, we'll move the decimal 2 to the left, so 150. And then here, degree Fahrenheit per hour times hours, so those hours divide out, and we get degree Fahrenheit, so 9.4 times 55. That I can't do in my head. So 517. Okay. So that's the sort of calculations we'll end up doing. So it says Joan is a radio DJ. She plays an average of 14 songs per hour. How many songs would she play in a 3.5-hour shift? All of these ones that we were given above and this here, these are your rates of change. So 14 songs per hour. So how many would she play in a 3.5-hour shift? So you can see, so first of all, it says, what operation should you use to solve this problem? So songs per hour, and then we've got to multiply by the number of hours, 3.5, right? Just like we did above. So if we multiply by hours, the h's divide out, and we're left with songs. So how many songs? So 14 times 3.5 is 49. So what do we do here? We multiply the number of songs per hour by the number of hours. Okay, so we've done that in our calculator. So it's 14 times 3.5 hours, and we got 49 songs. Just check. Yeah, 49. Okay, next one, Emerson is transporting cargo from Medicine Hat to Yellowknife. The distance is 2,070 kilometers. What is the difference in time between driving at 90 kilometers per hour and 100 kilometers per hour? So we want to figure out how long it would take if they travel at 90 kilometers per hour, then how long it would take if they traveled at 100, and figure out the difference between them. Obviously, the faster you go, the shorter the time period. So what operation should you use to solve this problem? Well, take a look here. This is a little bit different. So we have kilometers per hour, and you might think, oh, then I'll multiply by kilometers. Well, that's not going to work, right? Because those don't divide out. So we need to get our final answer to be in hours. So we've got to take kilometers and multiply by hours per kilometer. And so that hours per kilometer is the reciprocal of the speed, or you divide by it. So here we're going to take, so here, notice, if I did a multiplication, like here, that doesn't work. So I've got to do a dividing. This is still multiplication, but my kilometers are now in the numerator. So if I show this as dividing by kilometers per hour, then when I flip that and multiply, that's what I get. So I've got to divide by kilometers per hour. And so that's the same as multiplying by hours per kilometer. Okay, so the kilometers divide out and we get hours. So we're going to take the, so we're going to divide the number of kilometers traveled by the speed in kilometers per hour. So there it is. We're going to divide by, let's divide by 90 first. So that's going to be multiplying by 1 over 90. So in your calculator, really, you can either go 2070 multiplied by 1 divided by 90, or you can go 2070 just divide by 90, and you get 23 in either case. So 23 hours. Obviously, if we go 100, it's going to be less than 23 hours because we're going faster. So now this is going to be multiplied by 1 over 100. And so this one is the same as dividing by 100. So I can just do that in my head. That's 20.7 hours. So what was the last one? Was 23 minus 20.7 is going to be a 2.3 hours difference. Now, converting from hours to hours and minutes, this is not 2 hours and 3 minutes. This is 2 hours. Subtract that to get 0.3 hours, and then remember that 1 hour has 60 minutes. So 60 minutes is in an hour, 1 hour, so it's another rate as well. And so now, dividing by 1 doesn't do anything, so 0.3 times 60 is 18. You can do it in your calculator if you need to. So 2 hours and 18 minutes. Okay, so that's 6.7. You can do the practice now and then go on to 6.8.